say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bronze bright and bright stars through the perilous fight and the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say those that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The meeting will now come to order.
With gratitude and humility, we acknowledge that we are learning, speaking, and gathering on the ancestral homelands of the Mohican people, who are the indigenous people of this land. Despite tremendous hardship in being forced from here, today their community resides in Wisconsin and is known as the Stockbridge-Muncie community. We pay honor and respect to their ancestors, past and present, as we commit to building a more inclusive and equitable space for all. Please be seated. Good afternoon and welcome to the 66th commencement ceremony of Berkshire Community College, the first public community college in all of New England on this beautiful day in the Berkshires. The sun is coming out. I want to give a moment to where we are. In May 2016, the Boston Globe published a piece on the great graduation traditions of Massachusetts colleges and universities. Among the many traditions they celebrated, they paused on ours and wrote that Berkshire Community College wins the prize for the coolest commencement venue, Tanglewood in Lenox, the summer home of the Boston Symphony Orchestra. We know that, of course, but it's always nice when recognition comes our way. Looking out at this lawn, at this shed, at these mountains, and the Stockbridge Bowl, I am grateful, as I am every year, that this is where we gather to mark this moment. It is worthy of what we are celebrating. It is worthy of each of you. A special thank you to Sheriff Thomas Bola for joining us today to open and adjourn our ceremony. To the soon-to-be graduate, Clara Bargaskawa-Sakuni, thank you for your beautiful rendition of the national anthem. And to the City of Albany Pipe Band, thank you for leading us in and out of the Kuzovitsky Music Shed with tradition and grace. To our graduates, their families and friends, congratulations, you earned this day. To our faculty, staff, boards, and volunteers, you are essential to everything we celebrate here today. Thank you as well. I would now like to acknowledge several members of our platform party and honored guests. They will not be speaking or receiving awards this afternoon, but their presence means a great deal to our community. Please stand as your name is called. Senator Paul Mark, State Representative Tricia Farley-Bouvier, John Barrett, and Lee Davis. We welcome Massachusetts Department of Higher Education Deputy Commissioner for Academic Affairs and Student Success, Dr. Richard Riccardi, and I think this is his inaugural Tanglewood visit. Members of the Board of Trustees, you will hear from Julia Bowen later, but she deserves recognition now. The Chair, Julia Bowen, Danielle Gonzalez, Vice Chair, Jason Kyler, Laurie Kiley, Melissa Myers, Michelle Rivers Murphy, Jennifer Vrabel, and Carlo Zaffanella. In just a few minutes, you will hear from our 2026 valedictorian, Jeremiah Reagan of Savoy. We are also joined by members of the BCC Foundation Board of Directors. Though he couldn't be with us, we extend special thanks to Chair Gene DeLea for his longstanding leadership. And I want to acknowledge two people who are always with us but couldn't be here today, Susan and David Lombard. We miss them very much. To the Alumni Association, led by Lisa Jesta, thank you for continuing to support and inspire our graduates, and you'll hear from Lisa in a moment. To our Executive Council, President's Cabinet, and to our extraordinary faculty and staff, thank you for an incredible year. A heartfelt thank you to Dean of Students Celia Norcross and the entire campus team who made today so special and so meaningful, and also to Heather Seeley, Assistant to the President, who keeps the trains running. A warm welcome to BCC President, my BCC President, Paul Roberta, who it's always such a treat to have you with us, so thank you. And I want to give a shout out to my husband, Mark Gold, for traveling hopefully with me, so thank you, Mark. And finally, and with such joy, we are so excited to welcome Dr. Hara Charlier, the very soon-to-be president of Berkshire Community College. We're so happy to have you here with us today. In the last few months, we have spoken about and listened to stories that describe what we are experiencing, how we learn, what we learn, and how to explain all of this to others. Today, I want to share 3 stories that have had a profound impact on me and help me understand the extraordinary reach of Berkshire Community College and all the people who form our community. Taisha recently testified before the Massachusetts Board of Early Education and Care, and I want to share her story with you. Taisha was a young mother living at the Redfield House in Pittsfield, supportive housing for teen and young mothers. Her daughter was enrolled in the child care center located right there in the building, which allowed Taisha to get through her daily shifts as a floor supervisor at McDonald's. She didn't have a strong support system. The child care center became that system. What she witnessed at that center brought her back to something she'd almost forgotten: how much she had loved working with children as a teenager in a summer youth program, how natural it felt, how well she connected with them, but as Taisha tells it, that kind of meaningful work didn't feel within her reach. Then one day, while picking up her daughter, she saw the center's director waiting for a job candidate who never showed. Taisha joked, "You should hire me, I definitely have been here by now." She wasn't serious, but the director came back a few minutes later with an application and told her to fill it out. That joke changed her life. She started as a classroom floater, then became a teacher, but she wanted more. She wanted the knowledge behind what she was doing. She wanted to grow. She wanted to be a professional. It still didn't feel within her reach. That is when BCC's Alicia Ginsberg walked into Taisha's classroom to share information about the Career Pathways grant. Taisha was interested, but uncertain about the commitment. So Alicia came back, and came back again, and came back a 4th time, answering every question and telling Taisha again and again that it was within her reach. Taisha enrolled. She completed her coursework while working full-time and raising her family. She earned 2 certificates and her associate's degree. She earned the Early Education and Care Director II credential, the highest credential offered by the state, which made her the site director of the very child care center where her own daughter had once been in care, where her journey began. Today, Taisha is the Education Site Manager and Curriculum Development Specialist at Berkshire County Head Start. And in a detail that moves me every time I think about it, she now supervises teachers of her own, and she encourages them to pursue the same Career Pathways grant because she knows firsthand what it can do. 2 of those teachers are graduating today from that program. What does Taisha's story teach us? It teaches us that life can turn on a joke, on a moment of instinct, on a director who came back with an application. It teaches us that potential doesn't announce itself on a timeline and that the path into a calling is really straight or planned. But it also teaches us something about this institution. Berkshire Community College did not simply open a door for Taisha. Through the Career Pathways grant, through Alicia Ginsberg's persistence, through a cohort of fellow educators who understood exactly what it meant to work full-time, raise a family, and go to school all at once, BCC built a bridge designed for people for whom college hadn't previously felt possible. Taisha walked across that bridge, and now she is standing on the other side, building it for others. That is what we do here. A number of years ago, I discovered Alan walking in near circles outside my office, looking a bit agitated. When I struck up a conversation, he had no idea who I was. He shared that he was a first-time college student in his 40s. He had earned his GED with the fabulous team at Pittsfield Public Schools Adult Basic Education program, and had been doing well in all of his classes at the college until a recent exam. We can all relate. He was worried about the impact of that grade and was searching for the dean to discuss it, having already spoken with his faculty member. That conversation went fine, and it settled Alan. We began running into each other. He was a trio student, so I would see him at the end of the call. He had met a wonderful woman who had also recently earned her GED. Near the end of the spring semester, I saw Alan again. He was clearly overwhelmed, near tears, and I stopped to check in. He explained that Tom Tyning had invited him to enroll in his honors environmental science class that fall. And he then said something that I have never forgotten. In his whole life, no one had ever told him he was smart. No one had ever believed in him in this way. What does Alan's story teach us? It teaches us that the most transformative thing one person can say to another is simply, "I think you're capable of more." Tom Tyning didn't hand Alan a credential. He issued an invitation, and in doing so, he gave Alan something no exam results could measure: the experience of being seen. But Alan's story also teaches us something about what a community college is at its best. It is a place where a student can walk in having just earned his GED, unsure of everything, and find in faculty, in trio advisors, in the person he happened to run into outside an office, people who treat his potential as a given, not as something he has to prove first. Alan didn't need someone to lower the bar. He needed someone to show him where the bar was and to believe, before he did, that he could clear it. That is what we do here. My final story is about Kelsey. One August day, I came upon our beloved student ambassador, Mari Dews, giving a campus tour to a small group of prospective students. They were in the nursing wing of Hawthorne Hall. I stopped and struck up a conversation, learning names and intended programs. A few weeks later, I walked into one of my favorite restaurants and paused. I knew the maitre d'. She reminded me that we had met at the college, that she was hoping to enroll to pursue nursing. A friendship began. I checked in regularly to see how the journey was progressing. What Kelsey and I discovered along the way is that we had both dreamed of attending Boston College. Kelsey did take some courses there through the Woods College of Advancing Studies, but the full experience she had imagined for herself, the one that felt like the measure of everything, never materialized. Neither did mine. Those detours led us down paths that have since shaped our lives, giving us children we love, relationships that have completed us, friendships, experiences, and opportunities for growth that may not have unfolded in quite the same way. When Kelsey let me know that she had completed and submitted her nursing program application, she sent me a note that really moved me. Her 6-year-old daughter, Phoebe, had picked a book called Maybe by Kobe Yamamata to read before bed that night. Kelsey read it to her, and this is what it said. There will be struggles, there will be fears, and it won't always be easy. At times, it will feel really hard, and you might make a mess of things. You may fall down, you may fail, but you will always get back up. You will rise a little stronger and a little taller, because there really is more inside of you than you know. And this world needs your gifts, your talents, your big ideas, and maybe you are just getting started. When Kelsey finished the book, Phoebe rolled over, closed her eyes, and said, "Mama, that's perseverance." And then Kelsey wrote to me, "Ellen, at 41 years old, 2.5 years sober, a nursing school application recently submitted, and a daughter in kindergarten who can identify perseverance, maybe I am just getting started, and I am finally okay with that." When Kelsey wrote those words, she was 2.5 years sober. This spring, she is approaching 4 years. What does Kelsey's story teach us? It teaches us that a door that closes at 17 can feel like decades, like a verdict, quietly shaping the story we tell ourselves about what we deserve and what is possible, and that the most powerful thing an institution can do is not just educate, but reframe. BCC didn't simply give Kelsey a path to nursing, it gave her evidence, course by course, that the story she had been telling herself for 22 years was wrong. Kelsey's journey also reminds us that courage is not the absence of fear. It is submitting the application anyway. It is doing the hard daily work of recovery and showing up anyway. It is sitting with your 6-year-old at bedtime, reading about perseverance and recognizing yourself on every page. It is saying at 41, maybe I'm just getting started, and meaning it. Kelsey asked me to share her story in full today because, in her words, if there is even one person in this audience who hears part of my story and is able to reflect on their own journey or make even the slightest change toward her healing, that would be the greatest gift imaginable. Kelsey, that gift is yours to give, and you are giving it right now. Thank you. She came to this college carrying the weight of a door that closed too early, but she will leave it carrying something else entirely. That is what we do here. I hope the journey you are on is one that challenges you, that brings you manageable setbacks from which you can learn, that rewards your hard work and commitment, and that inspires others. It has been the greatest gift of my professional life to have been on this journey with you, all of you. Though our paths will now diverge, I know that the memories, the relationships, the moments of conflict and pain that led to new possibilities and growth, those will stay with me always. Congratulations to the class of 2026. Please join me in welcoming Lisa Jesta, the president of the BCC Alumni Award. Lisa has a few remarks for our newest soon-to-be graduates.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Berkshire Community College's 66th commencement. I'm thrilled to celebrate this special day with you. Some of you are here because you're starting your academic journey with plans to move on to a 4-year college. Others have earned a certificate in a field that can put you straight into the workforce or advance your position in your current career. Some of you are still teenagers. Some of you are senior citizens. Some of you are first-generation college students. Others have multiple certificates. But one thing you have in common is you are all now BCC alumni. Whether you've been studying here for months or years, or you are all a part of our special club. No matter where life may take you, no matter what path you may choose, you will always be a BCC alum. That's why I'm asking you to join the BCC Alumni Association. It's a simple way to show your appreciation for the college and what you have learned here, but also to share your experiences with others. When you join the Alumni Association, you become part of a social and professional network that can open doors for you, just as BCC opened doors when you arrived here. So it's easy. You'll just scan the QR code with the alumni gift you'll receive today. I wish you well on your path, and I hope that our paths will cross as part of the Alumni Association. Good luck to all of you.
Thank you, Lisa, for those welcoming remarks. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Laurie Gordy, Vice President of Academic Affairs. Laurie will present our student speaker.
Thank you, President Kennedy. I also want to extend my welcome to our legislative delegation, Board of Trustee members, BCC faculty, staff, and administration, current and past, families and friends of the graduates, and most important, the graduating class of 2026. We are here today, yeah, you can clap. We are here today to celebrate you for who you are and for what you've accomplished here at BCC. Congratulations. It is indeed an honor to be here celebrating with all of you. Commencement is a celebration of your hard work, dedication, and willingness to take a chance to learn. This involves embracing challenges and not giving up. These ideas are reflected in the story of the class of 2026 valedictorian. Students earning excellent GPAs are considered for the valedictorian. They need to receive a recommendation from their faculty or staff advisor and be interviewed and then be recommended by the selection committee. And the rest of my speech is missing. So I'm just going to wing it, Jeremiah. Sorry. So the Director of Marketing and Communications, Jonas Sykes, and I had the pleasure to interview Jeremiah last week, and we learned a lot about him and his background and his experiences. And we learned that we share some musical tastes, which is shocking, I know, because there's a little bit of an age gap, but we do. He likes music of my generation, so to speak. So it was great having a chance to spend time with him. Oh, and here comes, thank you, Heather Seeley. I winged it pretty well, but let's see. During our interview, Jeremiah, who noted that he, quote, hated all schoolwork, decided to challenge himself and face his fears by coming to BCC. And when those challenges came, Jeremiah did not back down. He highlighted several faculty members who challenged him by setting the bar high, allowing him to really grow. These faculty members, along with strong family support and supportive peers, helped Jeremiah be a better student as well as a better nurse. He's already started his career as a nurse as he completed his degree requirements in December. In addition to his sense of humor and musical taste, I really appreciated what Jeremiah shared about keys to his success. And these are balance, humility, and consistency. We can all learn from adapting such an approach to our lives. Please join me in thanking Heather Seeley and in welcoming the 2026 valedictorian, Jeremiah Reagan to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Gordy and Heather Seeley. And good afternoon to my fellow graduates, faculty, family, friends, and distinguished guests. It truly is nothing short of an honor to be standing on this stage before you as the valedictorian of my graduating class. My name is Jeremiah Reagan, and I'm a proud graduate of BCC's Associate Degree in Nursing program. It was nearly 4 years ago to the day that I began my journey at BCC. And if you had told me then that I would be standing here one day as a graduate, a proud registered nurse, and pursuing my master's degree, not to mention being the valedictorian of this incredible class, I don't think I ever would have believed you. To tell you the truth, I wasn't even sure I'd pass my first English class. And this is where so many journeys begin, that moment where your bravery overcomes your doubt and you let in that little bit of hope. See, before I came to BCC, I had never set foot in a classroom before. I had been homeschooled all the way through my high school level education, and as I'm sure my mother can attest, there were times when trying to teach me algebra was about as productive as trying to teach a brick wall. Except the wall might have been a little more receptive. Learning was hard for me, and I hated facing that challenge. I was embarrassed when something didn't come naturally to me. And learning is still hard, and as much as I like to pretend that it isn't, it challenges me every day. The difference now is that I learned to embrace that which challenges me, and I accepted that great things do not come easily. Attending college can be an intimidating experience for anyone, and it felt doubly so for me. I was petrified by the thought that I would be starting a lap behind other students, and I was afraid I wouldn't know as much as others, or I wouldn't be able to meet the expectations of my professors. In one of my first semesters, I got lost trying to find one of my classrooms. I found myself at the end of a dead-end hallway, and the only door I could find had a sign that said "Fire Exit, Do Not Open." Apparently that was the right door to open, though. Sometimes the right door is the one we least expect. And this experience felt representative of many of my first semesters at BCC. I was a little bit lost, learning to navigate a new environment, and sometimes I found dead ends. But I was fortunate to have the guidance of wonderful faculty, and possibly more importantly, I was fortunate to meet some of the most incredible students that I now proudly call my friends. And I'm sure that many of us came to BCC with a clear goal in mind. And for the sake of a good story, I wish I could say the same for myself. But I did not come to BCC with the purpose of becoming a nurse. I came to BCC seeking a sense of direction and purpose. In a sense, I came to BCC to find myself. I didn't know where my place was in the world, and I didn't know what it was that brought life meaning. I came to BCC hoping to learn how to answer those questions. And it was during a conversation I had with my father that I started to see this purpose. The truth is, I might not have become a nurse if it hadn't been for him. He was the first person to ever suggest I could become a nurse, and he was the first person who ever made me believe it. Working and advising, he helps countless students get into the nursing program, so you could say he's a professional at this. And I think he knew I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to do. So he gave me the elevator pitch for nursing. I saw it as my opportunity to help others and care for those in need. This conversation was really just another day in the office for him, but for me it was a life-changing moment. There are no words I know of that would adequately describe how grateful I am. With a new sense of purpose, I finished my prerequisite classes and began the nursing program. And I was at the halfway point in the nursing program where I found myself thinking that nursing might not be for me. Well, there were a few times before that, like every time I walked out of an exam thinking, all of this stress cannot be a good thing for my blood pressure. I hadn't found the passion for nursing or the purpose in nursing that I had hoped to find. But I decided that, in theory, I had only learned half of what there was to know about nursing, and that wasn't enough knowledge for me to quit on. So I decided to stay for at least one more semester to give it the old college try, and I'm so glad that I did. In my second year of nursing school, I met two teachers, Julia and Sinette, who changed my perspective on nursing and changed my life. Julia helped me finally see my purpose in nursing. We were caring for an older gentleman who didn't have any family or friends left, and seeing how we were able to bring him some comfort and make him feel less alone helped me see how meaningful the care that we are so privileged to provide can be. And Sinette taught me how to advocate fiercely for my patients, my beliefs, and to never be afraid to ask for help. I was caring for a person recently who was very sick, and she was becoming much sicker very quickly, but I didn't know what exactly was wrong. I wanted to be able to handle that situation alone. My ego wanted to be the hero. And if it hadn't been for Sinette, I might have tried, and my patient would have suffered. Forever a good student, I took my teacher's advice. I asked for help, and I didn't take no for an answer when I knew this patient needed a higher level of care. Julia and Sinette, you both helped light a fire in me that drives me every day. At my class's pinning ceremony this past January, Dean Moon referenced the quote, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." And I can explain the love I have found for nursing in no clearer terms than this. The time I spent in nursing clinicals transformed me in a way I didn't know was possible. I learned that at times nursing means giving life-saving medications and managing high adrenaline situations. And at other times, it means to sit quietly at the bedside of another human being who is terrified and being their sole reminder that they are not alone. I've cared for several people with terminal diagnoses, and there was nothing I could do to heroically save them. All I could do was be there with them and provide them safety and dignity. Caring for the sick, the injured, the most vulnerable people in the world is the greatest honor of my life. I cannot put into words how fortunate or how privileged I am to do so. One of my mentors, Sinette, always told me, "You're going to have more bad days than good days in nursing." But I learned that it is those fleeting moments when you know you've made a difference in someone's life that you have to grab hold of. And when you grab hold of these moments, you hold on to them for all you're worth, because they will give you the strength to weather any storm you face. To quote one of my favorite poems by Ralph Waldo Emerson, "To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded." During my time at BCC, I spent approximately 1,300 some odd hours wearing the mismatched blue scrubs that were my nursing uniform. And part of this uniform was a patch that sat on my left shoulder, which read, "To travel hopefully." I'm embarrassed to admit that at no point during my time in school did I stop to wonder where this quote came from or what it meant. The full quote, attributed to Robert Louis Stevenson, reads, "To travel hopefully is a better thing than to arrive." Most days while I was in school, I only looked forward to the milestones, final exams, the end of the semester, the pinning ceremony, and then finally graduating. All I thought of was the destination. I realize now that the true beauty is in the journey we have all undertaken, the hours I spent in clinicals caring for patients, the laughter I shared with my classmates, the way we would refresh our Moodle page every 5 seconds after an exam, thinking, surely this will be the one time they post our grades early. It never was. The long days we spent on campus, the awkward, one-sided conversations I had with mannequins, and even the 7+ page essays I had to write were more fulfilling than any ceremony could ever be, because they challenged me and they forced me to grow as a student and as a nurse. As I begin to close my remarks this evening, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who made this journey possible, not only for me, but for everyone I am graduating alongside today. Thank you to our families, our friends, our partners, mentors, teachers, and everyone else in between. I could spend the rest of this evening expressing my gratitude to all of you, and I still wouldn't be able to do it justice. But the truth is that the journey doesn't end here, because education never truly ends. We are forever learning and forever growing. We will continue on to obtain further degrees, continue learning in our careers, start new careers, and we will continue to see the world in a new light with a little more clarity thanks to the education we have received. Education offers so much more than just a diploma or a degree. It offers us purpose and an opportunity to serve others. And so as we leave BCC and take the next step of this journey, I implore you all, continue learning, continue growing, and continue serving others. So congratulations to the class of 2026. It's time to take the next step of our journey. Let us go forth and travel hopefully.
Thank you, Jeremiah. What a privilege it is to have you representing this graduating class, and how fitting that a person who once found himself at a dead-end hallway facing a fire exit door has arrived here at Tanglewood as our valedictorian. You reminded us today that the journey is the destination, and our gratitude for bringing our college motto to travel hopefully so beautifully to life. Thank you, Jeremiah. It is my distinct honor to recognize Dr. Wayne Klug with Professor Emeritus status, an educator, scholar, and mentor whose impact on BCC has been both profound and lasting. Although he is unable to be with us today, Professor Klug's legacy is firmly rooted in our students. He believed deeply that BCC could provide an exceptional education, and he challenged students to meet high standards while helping them see themselves as capable scholars. He helped build the psychology concentration and created meaningful research opportunities, guiding students to present at regional and national conferences, and earning recognition that often surpassed expectations for community college scholars. Beyond the classroom, his work shaped both campus and community, from student-led research influencing public policy to collaborative efforts that help make BCC a smoke-free campus. He is also a dedicated faculty advocate and civic voice. Through his teaching, leadership, and generosity, Professor Klug created pathways for opportunity. Please join me in honoring Professor Wayne Klug as we confer upon him the title of Professor Emeritus. It is my honor to introduce our keynote speaker, Laurie Moon, Dean of Nursing, Health, and Wellness. There is a tradition in the Nursing, Health, and Wellness Division at Berkshire Community College that I have treasured for many years, the pinning ceremony. For those who haven't attended one, it is one of the most moving rituals in higher education. It is intimate, it is personal, and it means everything to the students and families who gather. For years, I have had the privilege of hearing Laurie Moon speak at each of these. Every single time, I was moved. Laurie has a gift that is genuine and rare. She captures enormous meaning in very few words. She speaks with humility and authenticity. Year after year, I found myself thinking, I wish every person at the college could hear this. So when I began thinking about my final commencement, about what I wanted it to feel like and whose voice I wanted filling the shed at Tanglewood, the answer was not difficult. Laurie Moon is a graduate of Berkshire Community College. She came to this institution as a student. She went on to become an LPN faculty member and was here, watching, learning, forming her own views during one of the most challenging periods of our nursing program's history. When the path forward required new leadership, she didn't step back from that challenge. She pursued her advanced degree, she accepted mentorship, she built something from the foundation up, a culture of accountability, excellence, and genuine care for students that simply did not exist in the same way before she took the helm. Her hospice nursing background gives her something that cannot be taught in any curriculum, an understanding of what it means to be present with people at the hardest moments of their lives. That empathy is in everything she does as a leader. She believes in second chances. She believes in accountability. She believes, as we all should, that grace under pressure is not weakness. It is a mark of the finest kind of professional. Laurie has announced that she will retire this summer. I will be honest with you. It is bittersweet in a way that I did not entirely expect. Her retirement is so well-deserved and also, quite frankly, a little terrifying. The nursing program at Berkshire Community College bears her fingerprints everywhere, and her impact on respiratory therapy, physical therapy, massage, medical coding, and fire science has been transformational. What she has built here will absolutely endure, but we will miss her at its helm. It is fitting then that on this day at this institution that first educated her, where she then spent her career shaping the next generation of nurses, that Laurie Moon delivers the commencement address. Before I invite her to the podium, I have one final announcement. The President's Award is presented to an individual who has demonstrated extraordinary commitment to the mission of Berkshire Community College, to our students, our community, and to the belief that education transforms lives. This year, it is my great honor and my joy to announce that the 2026 President's Award is presented to Dean Laurie Moon. Laurie, on behalf of the faculty, staff, students, and their families, and this entire community, thank you for all of it. Please join me in welcoming our commencement speaker and the recipient of the 2026 President's Award, Dean Laurie Moon.
Good afternoon. Jeremiah, I wish I wasn't coming after you. It's going to be a tough act to follow. What a beautiful day, what a beautiful place to gather and to celebrate. Thank you, President Kennedy, for that kind introduction, and more importantly, for your 14 years of dedication as president to Berkshire Community College. Your leadership has been defined by something powerful and enduring, a commitment to belonging. You have created a college that changes lives, where students, no matter who they are or where they come from, feel seen, valued, and supported. That will be your legacy here. Graduates, congratulations. This is your day. You made it. Community college students are some of the most determined people I know. Many of you have been balancing work, caregiving, financial stress, uncertainty, and responsibilities far beyond the classroom while pursuing this degree or certificate. And yet, you kept going, and that deserves to be celebrated. It is truly an honor to stand here before you today. When President Kennedy asked me to speak, my first reaction was not excitement or calm reflection. It was anxiety, and I mean real anxiety. The kind where you begin questioning every life decision that somehow led you to that exact moment. I felt completely out of my comfort zone, and honestly, completely unworthy of such an honor. But in my experience, growth often begins with discomfort and occasionally mild panic. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face." And I have found that to be true. Growth begins when we face our fears, not avoid them. So today, I want to share part of my journey with you because I suspect that many of you may relate to parts of my story. Many of you also know that quiet inner voice that says you're not good enough. And I want to tell you this, that voice is not a reliable narrator. I grew up in a single-parent household. My father struggled with alcoholism his entire life, and I never had a relationship with him. My parents divorced at a time when divorce was really uncommon, especially in our small town. And for years, I carried shame about my family and about where I came from. Back then, people didn't talk about what happened at home, so I didn't. I grew up quiet, anxious, and deeply unsure of myself, often feeling like I didn't belong. When my mother decided to move to the Berkshires during my junior year of high school, those feelings only deepened. I left behind my home, my friends, everything familiar at an age when those connections feel like they're your entire world. But around the age of 18, something began to change. I met my best friend, who later would become my husband of 37 years. And through him, I began attending a youth group that changed my life. I found connection, I found community, and for the first time, I experienced what it felt like to truly belong. I also met my lifelong mentor, a youth pastor, who showed me simply through the way he lived what it means to serve others with compassion, consistency, and purpose. And I cannot think of a time when those qualities are needed more than they are today. Compassion, empathy, kindness, respect, and the simple act of helping others feel like they belong. Imagine if we all chose that way of living. What a different world this would be. That youth pastor is now 88 years old and still one of my closest mentors and friends. A reminder that a life lived with purpose never stops making an impact. Looking back, I realize that none of us got here alone. Each of us has been shaped by people who believed in us, encouraged us, stood by us in ways both large and small. So today, I'm asking you to all pause and just recognize those people. Maybe it was a parent, a grandparent, a teacher, a coach, a friend. Whoever it was, thank them. Don't wait. Gratitude should be spoken now before it's too late. And as you move forward, be that person for someone else. Because some of the most important things we do in life are not grand gestures, but quiet moments when someone feels seen and valued. After high school, I attended BCC as a first-generation college student. With very little money, very little direction, and that persistent inner voice telling me that I was not good enough. That voice said, "You're not smart enough, you don't belong here, you're not ready." If you've heard that voice too, you're not alone. And let me tell you something, it's a terrible life coach. Thankfully, I didn't listen to it all the time. I graduated from BCC's nursing program in 1990 and continued my education through a UMass program offered at the BCC campus. During that time, I had a professor who strongly encouraged, actually insisted, that I complete my clinical education rotation at hospice care. It was a path I would never have chosen. It was emotionally intense. It scared me. So naturally, I decided to face my fear and do it anyway. That experience changed my life. For nearly 20 years, I worked as a hospice nurse, walking alongside patients and families during some of life's most difficult moments. I witnessed grief and heartbreak, but I also witnessed extraordinary love, courage, and grace. I learned that sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is simply show up. Just be present. No perfect words required, which is very comforting for giving a commencement speech tonight. Hospice also taught me something else. Every person you meet is carrying something you cannot see, a burden, a fear, a loss, a story they may never speak out loud. And because of that, kindness matters more than we realize. Patience matters. Compassion matters. Sometimes the smallest act of understanding can change the course of someone's day or even their life. Those years at hospice changed me deeply. They taught me gratitude, perspective, and how fragile and precious life is, especially after losing my mother at the age of 58 to cancer. Later, when I left hospice care, I asked myself, asking a familiar question, what's next? I began working at Berkshire Medical Center, and eventually I was presented with the opportunity to teach at BCC. My first response, no way. That same inner voice returned. You're not qualified, you don't belong, you're not smart enough, you're not ready. Somehow I agreed to meet with President Kennedy, intending to decline politely. As you can imagine, that's not the way the meeting went. Her belief in this college and its students was impossible to walk away from. So I said yes, unintentionally. I told myself I would stay for 1 year, and somehow, 10 years later, I'm still here. Along the way, I learned that it's nearly impossible to say no to President Kennedy. Over the years, I've met so many students who reminded me of that younger version of myself, uncertain, doubting, quietly wondering if they belong. So let me say this clearly, you belong. Not because you feel ready, not because you feel confident, but because you are here and because you earned your place. Even when you're the only person who looks like you, thinks like you, or comes from where you come from, you belong. So to the family members, friends, and guests here today, is there a part of you quietly wondering, what if? What if I went back to school? What if you tried? What if you invested in yourself? Let this moment remind you, it is possible, and it's not too late. BCC would be honored to be part of your journey. Graduates, your story is still being written. You don't need to have everything figured out. Most people don't. What matters is that you keep moving forward, even when your voice shakes, even when your hands shake, even when you don't know how it'll turn out, because the moments that shape us rarely come when we feel ready. They come when we choose to move forward anyway. And when you succeed, and you will, turn back and help someone do the same. No matter what path you choose, no matter what job you end up in, do your work with intention and with the goal of making a difference. Because ordinary work, when done with compassion, integrity, and purpose, becomes something extraordinary. That is what makes places like BCC so special. Not just the education, but the people, the faculty and staff who show up every day believing in you, encouraging you, challenging you, and refusing to let you give up on yourself. People who remind you of your potential when you have forgotten it yourself. At BCC, supporting students is not simply part of our mission, it is who we are. Graduates, if you remember nothing else from today, remember this. Where you start does not determine where you will go. Do you believe that? I know that because I've lived it. That quiet, anxious girl who didn't feel like she belonged, the student who doubted herself, the nurse who was afraid to begin, the teacher who almost said no, she kept going one step at a time. Looking back now, I can see that every struggle, every fear, every moment of doubt shaped me. Think about that for a minute. Even the hardest parts of our story can become part of our strength. Did you get that? Even the hardest parts of our story can become part of our strength. Your beginning does not define your ending. Your past does not determine your future. The courage to take the next step, that's what changes everything. So go and build a life bigger than your fear. Graduates, you're not here by accident, and you're not done yet. So go out into the world and do the things you once thought you could not do. And when that little inner voice returns, smile and say, just watch me. Congratulations, class of 2026. We believe in you. Now go make it count.
Laurie, thank you. It is worth noting that our valedictorian, Jeremiah, quoted something you said at the nurse pinning ceremony in January. And now, having heard your remarks, I understand why your words stay with people. You told us today that the voice that says you are not enough is not a reliable narrator. I hope every graduate carries that with them, and I hope that you know the college that first educated you is better in every way because you came back to it. Vice President Laurie Gordy will now present the candidates for diploma.
And now, for the main event. The reason why you've worked so hard and risked so much. I will present their candidates for their diplomas by calling upon each program advisor to read their graduates' names as the students come forward. I'd like to introduce Dr. Ellen Shanahan, who will be reading the names of the students receiving an Associates of Arts in Fine Arts, certificates in music production, certificates in studio art, and certificates in technical theater.
Clara Vargas Guata Suscuni, Associate of Fine Arts, Music. Britton A. Sadoway, Associate of Arts, Fine Arts, Visual Arts. Eternity J. Williams, Associate of Arts, Fine Arts, Visual Arts. Kayla M. Corby, Certificate, Music Production. Bethan Todd, Certificate, Music Production. Sebastian J. Goodrich, Certificate, Technical Theater.
Now we have Professor Rena Bucknell presenting the students receiving an Associates of Science in Criminal Justice and certificates in law enforcement.
Shane M. Adams. Mackenzie L. Martin. Jasmine E. Gregory. Nikki E. Beth Illingworth. Jody A. Hurley. Arthur F. Stanton, Jr. David James Castanero, Jr. Alex Kareem Jamal Devon. Alexia Rose Brizular. The Certificate in Law Enforcement, Abigail Cade Cole.
And now Barb Kodonecki reading the names of the students receiving an Associates of Science in Early Childhood Education, certificates in Introductory Childhood Education, and certificates in Intermediate Childhood Education.
Carla Robolino, so sorry, Associate in Science, Early Childhood Education, Certificate Early Childhood Education, Intermediate, Certificate Early Childhood Education Foundational. Raja M. King, Associate in Science, Early Childhood Education. Greta A. Lacey, Associate in Science, Early Childhood Education. Jessica McCohen, Associate in Science, Early Childhood Education. Jackie L. Lehman, Associate in Science, Early Childhood Education, Certificate Early Childhood Education Intermediate. Valentina N. Gagnon, Associate in Science, Early Childhood Education, Certificate Early Childhood Education Foundational. Olivia Gardam, Associate in Science, Early Childhood Education. Kaylin M. Vincent, Associate in Science, Early Childhood Education. Jessica Prieto Herrera, Associate in Science, Early Childhood Education. Camara J. Holloway, Certificate Early Childhood Education, Foundational. Augustin Owusu, Associate in Science, Early Childhood Education,
Certificate, Early Childhood Education, Foundational.
And now we have Catherine Lally, who will be reading the names of students receiving Associates of Science in Human Services, Certificates in Human Services, Certificates in Addiction Counselor Education, Certificates as a Mental Health Worker, and Certificates in Introductory Social Work.
Ainsworth G. Ainsley, Associate in Science Human Services. Crystal Lynn Chapman, Associate in Science Human Services, Certificate Mental Health Worker, Certificate Social Work Introductory. Kashaya Hawkins, Associate in Science Human Services, Certificate Mental Health Worker, Certificate Social Work Introductory. Kealani Hawkins, Associate in Science Human Services, Certificate Mental Health Worker, Certificate Social Work Introductory. Katie Kelly, Associate in Human Services, Certificate Mental Health Worker, Certificate Social Work Introductory, Certificate Social Work Intermediate. Sherry Lynn Sullivan, Associate in Science Human Services, Certificate Mental Health Worker. Kiami Saquon Taft, Associate in Science Social Work, Certificate Social Work Introductory. Jeremy Bernier, Certificate Addiction Counselor Education. Jacqueline E. Carnavale, Certificate Addiction Counselor Education. Ariana R. Hamilton, Certificate Addiction Counselor Education. Melanie Myers, Certificate Addiction Counselor Education, Certificate Mental Health Worker. Travis G. Storm Sr., Certificate Addiction Counselor Education. Marla L. White, Certificate Addiction Counselor Education. Marky A. Jackson, Certificate Mental Health Worker, Certificate Social Work Introductory, Certificate Social Work Intermediate. Jennifer May Betty, Certificate Social Work Introductory, Certificate Social Work Intermediate. Joanna M. Gallivan, Certificate Social Work Introductory. Patricia Ann Russo, Certificate Social Work Introductory, Certificate Social Work Intermediate, Certificate Mental Health Worker. Marissa J. Secord, Certificate Social Work Intermediate.
Now, Nell McCabe, presenting the students receiving an Associates of Arts in Liberal Arts.
Lauren Meredith Berensky. Andre D. Bartow. Oh, man. Brianna M. Booker. Stephanie A. Bush. Linda L. Cachet. Amelia Coco Gilardi. Holly L. DeGrigoli. Alexander H. Estrada. Caroline Fontana Troyan. Miranda Ann Marie Grant. Bethany Paula Ifateo. Simona Schwale. Christina M. Lester. Heather M. Levy. Kelsey Reese V. Moore. Travis Mirak.
Testing, testing. Is this on for a second?
Oh, no.
I want one of those blue and yellow robes for one. They're cool. And yeah, so I've been here for 15 years. I've dropped out 3 different times, and I've finally done it. So never give up, like, do it.
Xavier B. Noyes. Olivia R. Schultz. Marissa M. Sims. Kirsten Valiers. Kristen J. Wilcox.
And now Dr. Judy Gowron will present the students receiving Associates of Science in Fire Science, Associates of Science in Health Science, and certificates in massage therapy, certificates in medical coding.
Kirsten C. Moore, Associate in Science, Health Science. Amber M. Brown, Associate in Science, Health Science. Katie M. Dowling, Certificate Massage Therapy. Julia Rose Ostelino Moran, Certificate Massage Therapy. Penny Weber, Certificate Massage Therapy. Ramona H. Johnson, Certificate Medical Coding. Sierra J. Scateri, Certificate Medical Coding. Tara Lynn M. Soriano, Certificate Medical Coding. Karen L. Isbell, Certificate Medical Coding. Ana D. Palacios, Certificate Medical Coding.
And now, Maggie Goss, presenting the students receiving Associates of Science in Respiratory Care.
Marie F. Maziel. Paulette N. Mickle. Marlena A. Payon.
And now, Katie Polchapek, presenting the students receiving certificates in practical nursing.
Anais M. Elmazar. Candace D. Branch. Louise O. Cameron. Deja I. Colton. Fred J. Chambray. Edmund Coleman. Christina Essen. Cynthia Lynn A. Perales. Holly M. Labardi. Amanda Sue Marhin. Ryan K. Masambe. Darashay N. Potts. Brittany R. Rogers. Fleur Yeri Sirico.
Oh. Now, Jennifer Charbonneau, presenting the students receiving an Associates of Science in Nursing.
Jeremiah Regan. Mercedes Bell. Jess Boyce. Julia Abiatici. Sabine Grout Bartlett Zabera. Amelia Pacone. Emma Claire Moser. Nathaniel Blackler. Thomas Gwinnell. Nerline Arine Nagata Kofi. Sally Sarma Tumasi. Stephanie Sanchez Paradia. Elizabeth C. Batero. Shirley A. Vargas Pacheco. Laura Murphy. Louisa Castro. Santiago Diaz Chari. Amber Lynn Furtado. Tori M. Lashway. Betty J. Clash Welsh. Daniel P. Burke. Jakira M. Llanos. Bruna K. Lino. Markeisha Marie Fulton. Isaac Boahen. Mwila Malama. Mimi Mosoyi. Clorinda M. Osei. Patrina Roberts. Kelly Nicole Phipps. Peyton L. Miller. Nicholas J. Stockley. Elizabeth Richmond. Cassidy Thorne. Talara M. Hillary. Leani R. Ellerby. Kiara M. Paris. Teresa N. LeBeau. Tabor M. Paul. Melissa Cobb. Nicole M. Bianco.
It's like falling river.
And now Professor Karen Hines presenting the students receiving Associates of Arts in Business Administration, Associates of Science in Business Careers, and Certificates in Entrepreneurship.
For the Associate of Art and Business Administration, Michael Butler. Bo Walton. Bradley Brettmeyer. Sean Kinney. Liam O'Keefe. Sergio Orellana Ramos. Emma Matto. Christine Moore. Jewel Cushion. Anjali Fiscioni. Catherine LeBlanc. Samantha Spalding. Jonesy Bones. Sarah DeJesus. For degrees in Associates of Science in Business Careers, Tracy Bassett. Andrea Overbaugh. For a certificate in entrepreneurship, Christopher Ortwang. An associate's degree in business career, Kylie Pinesco. An associate's in business career, Brittany Martin.
And now, Betsy Gamrat, presenting the students receiving Associates of Science in Computer Information Systems, Certificates in Computer Information Systems Networking, Technical Certificates in Computer Information Systems Programming.
Receiving an Associate in Science in Computer Information Systems, Matthew A. Lake. Receiving an Associate in Science in Computer Information Systems, Colin M. Rossier. Receiving an Associate in Science in Computer Information Systems and a Certificate in CIS Programming, Sean H. Beverly. Receiving an Associate in Science in Computer Information Systems, Tano Dylan Chris Jr. Ado. Receiving a Certificate in CIS Networking, Gary Glacier.
And now, Alexia Trainer, presenting the students receiving Certificates in Culinary Arts.
Ekaterina Depson. Olivia L. Shaw. Kaylee S. Fuentes. Owen N. Corbett.
And now, Gina Foley, presenting the students receiving Associates of Science in Natural and Physical Sciences.
Stephanie A. Forrest. Alexandra Hudson.
And now, Bruce Wynn, presenting the students receiving Associates in Science and Environmental Science, certificates in the cannabis industry, certificates in water quality management.
Receiving a certificate in cannabis industry, James T. Banks, Jr.
And now, Dr. Jose Colmenares, presenting the students receiving an Associates of Science in Engineering and Associates of Science in Mechatronics.
Nicolás Humberto Henao Betancourt, Certificate in Advanced Manufacturing Technician. Reed Machioj, Associates in Science and Engineering. Brock Pratt, Associates in Science in Mechatronics. Callum Pratt, Associates in Science in Mechatronics.
And now, the chair of the Berkshire Community College Board of Trustees, Julia Bowen, will confer the degrees.
Will the candidates please rise? On behalf of the Board of Trustees, in accordance with the recommendation of the faculty and the president of Berkshire Community College, and by the power vested in me by the Department of Higher Education of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, I hereby confer the degrees of Associates in Arts, Associate in Science, and the appropriate certificates to the graduating classes of 2026. I'm sure you will all want to join me in congratulating and wishing all of our graduates well. To symbolize your new status as graduates, you may now move the tassel on your mortarboard from right to left. Congratulations.
Thank you, Julia Bowen, and congratulations to the class of 2026. This concludes the 66th commencement ceremony of Berkshire Community College. On behalf of the entire BCC community, I wish each of you continued success, fulfillment, and joy wherever your journey takes you. Congratulations.
By the powers vested upon me as sheriff in the county of Berkshire, the 66th commencement exercise of Berkshire Community College is hereby terminated. God save the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
My dad would be so proud. Congratulations.